Upon thorough review of the court case of Mr. Bigger Thomas and ultimately the text of Native Son, I, in an attempt at an unbiased view, still continue to believe that Mr. Thomas should be found guilty of the second-degree murder of Miss Mary Dalton. A lot of the evidence seems to be stacked up against Bigger, and as specifically stated in a witness statement, Mr. Janner Lone testifies that Bigger felt really uncomfortable around white people, and that he did force Bigger into an uncomfortable situation. Now, in the court of law, Bigger also stated that he didn't really care for Mary in the first place. Bigger was really lucky to be employed by Mr. Dalton in the hard times of this society, and he even said himself that if he had been found out and had been known by the Daltons to have been in Mary's room that night in a drunken state of mind and trying to make sexual advances on her, that he would have lost that job that earned him so much money. Now, I'm not trying to say that the defense didn't do a good job. They did, but a lot of their evidence seemed to be based on assumptions, and they tended to get off on a lot of tangents when presenting their evidence that really obstructed their credibility of their case. A lot of their evidence seemed to be assumptions, as I said, that a man of Bigger's status and age would react normally to the things that he did, and these are assumptions. Again, they aren't facts that the defense presented. Now, in the direct questioning of Bigger, the defense and in Bigger's responses, they seem to incriminate Bigger more and make it more of a viewpoint that he did have that reason to kill Mary. Now, this goes hand in hand with a lot of the witness statements that the defense collected. On the stand, a lot of the witnesses backed up the allegations of the prosecution that Bigger had a bit of a anger problem and bad past previous connotations with white members of society. Now, I'm not saying that the prosecution was perfect, that their argument was perfect. It was not. A lot of the examination that the prosecution offered needed more supplementation, and in a lot of the cross-examination, they were caught off guard by questions by the defense. However, I do believe that the defense had better evidence and gathered evidence in line of reasoning to deteriorate the defense's claims towards Bigger. It is because of this better use of evidence by the defense that I would believe that Bigger Thomas should be found guilty of the second-degree murder of Mary Dalton.